So that's a huge amount of money for us. Good. Yeah, let's sell that too. Why not? Madras and Colombo. We can still go there. That I still need. Right, what have we got here that we can take further on? Ah, yes. Let's take the Turek. Air Traveller, Heavy Storm, Air Traveller, Tobacco. Yes, if we end up in any of those places, that could be good. Okay, let's prepare to be air travellers. Why not? I'll leave a space, just in case. Okay, let's explore, because we don't know exactly if this is what the best route here is. Bangalore and Madras, Allahabad to Calcutta. Monsieur Fogg cared not a straw for the wonders of Bombay, but gave me a few hours' leisure as he settled to his luncheon. I ended up wheezing and puffing my way up Malabar Hill, the highest point in South Bombay. I paused at the top and looked towards the city. I could see the gas lamps along the Queen's Necklace and Marine Drive being lit one by one in preparation for the evening, and palm trees waving in the salt-scented breeze. Catching my breath, I found my steps irresistibly drawn towards the Banganga Temple. The temple tower was reflected serenely in the water of the reservoir, fed by an underground spring said to come from the Ganges. I entered the temple, fascinated by the relief carvings of gods and goddesses which covered the entire Gopuram. One of the priests spotted me and issued a great pained cry of alarm. I let loose my own shout in response, an entirely instinctual reaction which seemed to baffle him somewhat. Alas, the priest's cry drew the attention of his fellows and other temple-goers, all of whom descended upon me in a pack. They took my shoes and hat and ejected me from the temple complex with rather zealous roughness. "But my shoes! My hat!" I remonstrated to the priest's angry backs. A woman in a deep umber sari offered me a pristine white handkerchief. "Non-Hindus are not allowed in the temple," she declared, especially with their shoes on. I did not realize and explained, and she sniffed. "Where do you think you are, Agora?" she demanded, her hand on hip. "This is not Paris, this is Bombay. Bother yourself to learn the difference." I handed her back her handkerchief with thanks. Duly chastened, I resolved to be more mindful of local customs, for I chanced losing more than my shoes with my ignorance. I returned to my master barefoot and rather shamefaced. "Hope this will not happen again," said my master coldly. That was to be the last word on Bombay, gateway to the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, except for, and what, pray, had happened to your shoes? Right, okay, plan. Where am I going to go? Madras? Bangalore? That departs in 2 days, that departs in 4 days, and that departs tomorrow, so I could get to Calcutta. I think I'd rather go to Madras. Ah, we can negotiate. No charge for to go tomorrow. Perfect. We negotiated our way. Okay. Let us spend an evening recovering from my rather rude wandering and defiling of a temple. Excellent. There, see, I told you I'm not bumbling. God damn it. Let's go. I'm just going to hire extra space this time. Okay. Madras Mail. The Bombay Express was a fine train, luxurious and opulent. Inside each softly lit compartment, Persian rugs and Venetian lamps threw colour over fittings of teakwood and burnished brass. Most acceptable. If only our journeys were so well appointed. If only all our journeys were so well appointed. Ah, and now I am courageous. Look at that. Automata shards. Okay. Is there a way to get to Singapore? Is there a way to get to Colombo? Okay, I did not learn much there. But I'm crossing India in a train, which I have heard is not always the best move. I went to explore the observation decks, set with wicker chairs and parasols to better and more comfortably observe the countryside flashing past. And that was where I met Anne Marie Spencer, a girl of maybe 10 years sketching the distant hills. I greeted her politely as I took the spot beside her. She smiled and with deft movements adjusted the position of her wheeled chair to give me more room, dropping one of her pencils as she moved. I returned it with a bow, and she giggled. "You must be French," she declared. "You are gallant indeed." Alas, not all charming Frenchmen are gallant, I told her. Even a rogue may have fair manners. "Oh, I do not believe you are untrustworthy, monsieur," she replied with a glint to her eye. "You are certainly a gentleman." "I am a mere valet," I replied. "A gentleman's gentleman." "Well," she answered firmly, "that counts twice over, does it not? I have a good eye. I see things as they are. That is why I draw." I looked over her pictures to be confronted by their strangeness. I could not recognize anything of the landscape she was so closely watching, the lines and shapes that filled the page. "You have a most unusual style," I hedged. "Oh, monsieur," she said, "I have a good eye. I can see you are lying." I shrugged and did not attempt to deny it. "Your pictures are terrible, mademoiselle," I told her. "They offend my eye, my sense of proportion and space. They are unspeakable." She nodded. "Most honourable," she replied. "I knew it." Just then my attention was distracted as my master beckoned me over to make ready his evening wear. I bid her farewell, and she nodded to me. "I will see you again, Monsieur Passepartout," she told me as I left her. I did not stop to wonder that day how it was she knew my name. Ooh, we have a creepy 10-year-old. Oh, that's cool. Just found a route by reading the newspaper. If I ever end up in Japan. It's only day 18. But we've got a long way to go still, I suppose. The next morning, I discovered I had lost my passport. I told Monsieur Fogg immediately, risking his displeasure at the possibility of delay, but in truth I think he was amused. "Should I lose my passport too?" he replied. "I would be most vexed." That's quite funny. I called on the guard train, hoping my papers might have been picked up and handed in. The guard, a surly fellow with a mysterious moustache, he was in the habit of waving around, sat me down and demanded the facts, which I provided. "Anne Marie Spencer, then our mystery is solved. Come with me." Together we marched to the observation deck, where we found the young mademoiselle idling away at her sketching. "Young lady," the guard demanded, "stand up." I watched, horrified, as young, crippled Anne-Marie got up from her wheelchair and then curtsied in front of me. "I'm afraid I'm a dreadful kleptomaniac," she apologized with deep insincerity, and an unparalleled liar to boot. "My passport, please," I demanded, with no small irritation. "I dropped it," she replied, with an indifferent shrug. "Somewhere." "Tell me where," I insisted firmly. Then Anne-Marie sat down again, suddenly glum. "You've stopped being charming," she said morosely. "Here's your passport." She reached into a fold of her dress and pulled out my papers, and the guard wheeled her away as I wiped my brow with relief. A long and most difficult delay had been avoided. Ugh. Well, that was close. Can you imagine losing your passport? Oh my god. I am glad I did not ever in my travels. That would be so awful. I mean, I guess you'd go to, like, the embassy, but it'd still be really weird. I'm not sure what they can do. I did not see the girl at all today. I think she was being kept within her quarters under some kind of observation, suitable to her flagrant criminality. I occupied my time in conversation, hoping to find options for our next journey. I picked up from a charming Javanese girl that Traders ran inexpensive airships all the way from Vanilla to Acapulco. So there's Manila. Where the hell is Acapulco? I actually don't know. My geography isn't that wonderful. Although, oh, this is quite good. This goes all the way, right? Yeah, that goes all the way across the Pacific. That looks really good. Okay. That is extremely encouraging. At Madras, they pushed the young girl from the train down a ramp. She waved up at me before turning to face the road ahead. Under the weight of our cases, I could not wave back. And then she was gone. Who was that? My master asked. An unfortunate, I answered. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves, he replied, quoting Shakespeare. She would no doubt steal it back from the stars, I grumbled, as we disembarked into Madras station. If they had the temerity to try. This is quite well written. I wonder how much it's actually taken from the book, because I've not read the book. Okay, sure. Right, what else have I got? That's good. That's worth a lot in Hong Kong. That's in Hong Kong and Singapore. It's looking like I need to get to Hong Kong to do well here. Okay. Rangoon and Manila. Engineer. Canton. Let's take that. And yeah, those. Brazilian snuff. Okay. Madras. Let's explore, because I don't know where we're going from here. And now we've got new routes. To Colombo, Voltaire. Is that it? Madras was a city within a city. Inside the walls and fortifications of Fort St. George was a white town, where British mem sahibs and factors traded and went to church, and travelled from place to place in mechanical palanquins. Outside the walls was the glorified shanty of Blacktown, where Indian servants and labourers and clerks made their homes. I ventured into Blacktown, where I attracted a few glances, but no real attention. No doubt there were many reasons for a lone foreigner to wander the cramped streets and back alleys. After a few minutes, I realised I was being stalked. I turned to face my shadow, to find myself face to face with a nun. Would you like a blessing, good sir? An ornate gold cross hung heavily from her neck. No thank you, sister. I think, she greeted, that you really do want a blessing. Then, without so much as a by you leave, she brought her heavy gold cross down on my head with a crack. My vision spluttered and sparkled into blackness. When I awoke, I was in a nunnery. My nun assailant offered me a cool cloth. I am Sister Panimala, and this is the convent of the Sisters of Didicus. Nuns are not supposed to go around kidnapping people, I declared indignantly. The ways of God are mysterious to men, the nun replied, notably not apologizing. Perhaps we need your help, she added. My order does not believe, as the Pope does, that automations are abominations. We believe that machines, too, are capable of grace. You defy the Pope? I raised an eyebrow. So you are heretics? Some would condemn us heretics, yes, she smirked, a most unknown-like expression. Building an automation is like raising a child. They are shaped in our image, as we are shaped in God's. Those blasphemers of the Artificers Guild know nothing of God, and so their creations are godless. And you want godly machines? I asked carefully. Church on Sunday following the commandments and all that. The Didatian sisters were dedicated to the search for a machine which has a soul, and now we require your help in our service. I am not in the habit of helping strange nuns. You are a traveller, she replied, helping me woozily to my feet. If you find an automaton whose shard is engraved with a soul on your travels, send a telegram to us. We have our own receiving station here. We will reward you materially, if that is your wish, for we must have such a shard. Sister, this is very far-fetched, I insisted. Automatons with souls? Whoever heard of such a thing? I have faith, the nun said calmly. Then she let me go. I did not know what to make of Sister Panimila and her order of Artificer nuns then, and I do not know now. I admit I was glad to know we would be leaving Madras and its walls and fortifications and secrets. Okay. So, where can we go to? We can go to Colombo today. Why not? Let's try it. I'm not sure where we can go from Colombo. Perhaps Hong Kong or Singapore?